Hey ladies, it's your girl Cherie here. So wanted to do part two of this video series here, the business of Roe v. Wade, because I I believe that Roe v. Wade was overturned for a lot of economic reasons, more so than social reasons. And, some point in the future, we may go into that, or there may be some other people like Stephanie or Mokamami or somebody who has these conversations. And I would talk a little bit more about my theories on that, on those channels, potentially if they wanted me to. But here, I really want to talk just about the business of Roe v. Wade. And I want to share with you that there are going to be opportunities for you to make money if you choose to. There's also going to be um, some alerts that I'm going to give you if you are on the receiving end of needing some of these services, etc. So first thing is, if you are not aware, Roe v. Wade was overturned, and I personally believe that if Roe v. Wade could be overturned, anything can be overturned in this country. So definitely keep your eyes and ears open. Just because the Democrats are running around saying that they are opposed to it, I don't believe them, because if they were truly opposed to it, they would have done something when the document leaked, et cetera, et cetera. I have all sorts of political thoughts with regards to this. But anyway, I'm going to uh, remind you here that every time there is a change in the law, in technology, in social issues, in the economy, somebody gets rich. And on this channel, we talk about business, we talk about personal finance, we talk about entrepreneurship, etc. And the truth is, there are going to be people that get rich, and it's not just going to be big businesses. It's not just going to be service businesses. You could get rich as an investor, etc. So I'm going to talk with you about this here. So the first way that people are going to make money from this are just information websites. So because all of the states are going to have their own legislation, things like that, people are going to be able to make money by keeping information either on specific states. For example, if you live in Texas, or you live in Louisiana, or you live in Michigan, or you live in Virginia, for example, which is a purple state, and they don't know what they're going to do. There are going to be people that just keep up with the legislation in these specific states and have information on websites and make Google ad money from women coming and looking for information on these websites. Number two, pharmaceuticals. So pharmaceuticals, a lot of different things going to be happening within pharmaceuticals. There are going to be pharmaceuticals to keep a woman from getting pregnant, pharmaceuticals like Plan B to take care of it once it's over, other types of pharmaceuticals that could be taken afterwards, natural pharmaceuticals, etc. I also heard a man say that he's an investor in the stock market. He was looking at drug companies and figuring out what drug companies were going to win from all of this. So if you are an investor, looking at different pharmaceuticals. Now, he specifically said that he felt that none of the pharmaceutical companies that were the most well known for having these types of drugs were in his opinion, viable options due to their balance sheets. But look, I'm going to say this. There may be some up and coming young women who create some pharmaceuticals around this problem as well. So just thinking about that, especially prevention of pregnancy, birth control, things like that. I think that there's going to be a huge market for that. I am aware that there are some states, and there's been talk about outlawing contraception as well. But at the end of the day, people are still, like we all know, going to do what they want to do. Next, medical tourism. I was calling this from the very beginning. I said medical tourism is about to shoot up through the roof. Now, it's not only people getting on a plane and going to a location. Let's say, because part of what the Supreme Court did was they removed the right to privacy. So it's more so the right to privacy. Let's say that you have a property that's near one of the locations in a safe state that's still going to have a clinic open. You could offer that property, that condo, that house as a safe haven for women, and have some sort of an understanding that you will not put their public information out to people, especially if a woman is coming from, again, a state like Louisiana, where they are talking about putting felony murder charges on women who are leaving the state in order to get the procedures done. It's, again, a lot of wild things that are coming out of this law, but medical tourism is going to be a big one. Even things like being able to help women get from the clinic to wherever they are, whatever house they're staying at, and things like that, things that are super sensitive. You may be able to help women with that, and also understanding that medical tourism is going up. Next, I have here trusted medical professionals. I read an article that said that there was a nurse in a hospital or nurse's aide or somebody like that that reported a woman who had tried to self-induce an abortion. And because of that, she got into some trouble. I think trusted medical professionals are going to have a huge win. And there's going to be an underground network of people that are saying, go to this doctor, because this doctor is not going to turn you in, cause you problems, etc. Trusted medical professionals are definitely going to win. Physician's assistants, doulas, other people who can really help are going to definitely win with this. Defense attorneys, especially that Louisiana law again that said that you could be charged with felony murder or something like that if they pass it. Y'all, the next Benjamin Crump is coming. The next Gloria Allred is coming, because some of these prosecutors are going to go buck wild. So just expect it. The scammers, oh my gosh, the scammers are going to be making big money from this. So just scam alert to everybody. If you are in a position that you need these services, you just be prepared, be aware. There probably will also be people who make money off of actively showing scammers and reporting scammers as well. So my advice, I hate to give advice, but I am, because I know that a lot of young people may just need another perspective. I am another perspective. I'm 47. I'm not giving birth at all, but I just, feel like if somebody hears this, number one is definitely keeping up with the laws in your state. I would suggest getting on a good email list, as many email lists as you possibly can. So that way, when any laws are changed, you get an alert so that you know what's happening in your state. Because I think over the next year, there are going to be a lot of laws that are added, changed, removed, etc. Especially if you live in a super red state or a purple state. Number two, if you can, try abstinence. If you cannot afford to get pregnant, my suggestion would be to try abstinence. I know so many people says that is not viable for them, but if you can, it is 100%, 100 proof. Number three, stock up on supplies. People have been saying that. Number four, calculate the cost of medical tourism and keep an emergency fund. I haven't really seen people say this on YouTube or other places, but if you live in Alabama, for example, I would suggest calculating the cost of airfare, the cost of a hotel stay or an Airbnb stay, the cost of the procedure. And if you are actively having sex, keep an emergency fund, preferably cash, if not on a credit card, but something. The reason that the poor are going to have the biggest issues with this is because they're not going to have the emergency fund to go to a safe haven state and get it taken care of if they need to. Number 5, don't depend on a man to help you financially, especially if he doesn't want it. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to pay for it. So I am concerned about Black femicide, and I am cautioning you to be very, very careful. And number 6, in certain states, there is a law that says that if somebody helps you get an abortion, they could be fined as well. They could be jailed as well. If they don't report you, you could have an issue. You may be good girlfriends with that woman today, but she turns on you in a year, and next thing you know, your business is out in the street, and some DA who's trying to get reelected decides to pull your file and prosecute you. If you live in those types of states, my suggestion would be to keep quiet. Do not post it on social media. Be very cautious of the friends you talk to. These people can subpoena your text messages, your and that's going to be another thing that makes money, is any kind of app or system that the government can't get its hands on in order to prosecute you. It's another one. But if you live in a state that can prosecute you, then keep quiet about what you're doing. So that's it for me. I will talk with you ladies on the next video.